Mike, turn your games down.
Cyber movie episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, who's climbing a ladder with me tonight.
Hey everybody, it's Kenneth Sanity, and it's hard to climb the ladder to heaven with your handful of dick.
I am Joe Butler, and I will forever be haunted by my past sins.
This is Blair Farrell from comicbookvideogames.com, and I don't have anything clever this time around.
And it's Chelsea, aka Tyrant Cheeks. I also don't have anything clever.
Fine, but you're here. We reunited again, and it
Yes.
feels so good. We have our Silent Hill team back to cover a movie that we said we would do last year when we did Silent Hill Homecoming, and it took me 7 months to be like, oh yeah, I should probably do that. So we are here to talk about Jacob's Ladder, the 1990 version, the first one, directed by Adrian Lyne, written by Bruce Joe Rubin, and came out in, obviously, 1990. So we always start with our memories. I had never seen this movie before. I did not know this movie existed other than you guys talking about it in, I think it was Homecoming we first talked about it. I had no idea anything going into this movie. I just was like, okay. I sat down, didn't watch nothing about it, and it was a movie.
Do you see the Homecoming references, though?
See a lot of references. Yeah. But no, yeah, definitely that, and just Silent Hill references in general. But yes, definitely Homecoming.
I was going to say, do you see all of the references everywhere? Like this influenced the entire damn series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can see why. So, and Ken, what is your history with this film?
Oh gosh, I probably saw this way too young to fully understand it. I think I was like 13 or 14 when I saw this. It was one of those ones that I was just like, oh, that cover looks interesting. And then I rented it, and it's kind of stuck with me ever since.
Mr. Joe.
So I watched this like maybe 2 years ago for the first time. I don't remember why. I think specifically it was free on something, which is weird because I couldn't watch this free currently. But I think either like the 2 remake had finally got confirmed and a release date and everything. And everyone was talking about like, oh yeah, Jacob's Ladder stuff. And my husband was like, what the fuck is Jacob's Ladder? And I was like, oh, it's the original Silent Hill. And I hadn't seen it and he hadn't seen it. And like I said, something had it on for free. So we decided to watch it and we're like, oh, this is just the original Silent Hill. That makes way more sense. And yeah, we had a good time with it. And I'll get more into the other stuff too.
Okay. Blair.
I had seen this, or heard the title reference many, many times, just reading about Silent Hill in video game magazines. I had never seen it. We're recording this on a Sunday morning. I watched this for the first time Wednesday evening. About the only thing I really knew, I kind of knew the ending. That's as I listened periodically to a podcast called How Did This Get Made? And they turn everything into a Jacob's Ladder scenario. Like the hosts started doing it, and then for a while, all the audience members would think of ways to turn all the bad movies they talked about into Jacob's Ladder scenarios. And now I finally get that joke like years after I started listening to that show.
All right. And Chelsea.
So I've been recommended this movie so much just because everyone knows how much I love Silent Hill, but I actually didn't watch it until I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. They had a movie night in the Residents of Evil Discord.
Of course.
Watched it together. Yeah, it was fun.
All right. I mean, people know you do like Silent Hill. I mean, you also have a bumper sticker in your car that says something about Silent Hill. So,
Yeah, it says I'd rather be in Silent Hill.
I mean, there are certain days I'm sure at work you're like, yeah, I'd rather be in a place with things that are. Yeah. Thought that is fair. And Ken, what is the plot of this movie?
Oh man, the plot of this movie is something I should have written up, but I didn't. So here we go. Jacob Singer may or may not be in hell, and not just because he works for the post office. After an injury in Vietnam, he comes home to New York, where he lives with his side chick. They never really explain. But he has a family, he has a wife, and it seems they are all being slowly ripped from him in an instance where things may not be exactly what they appear, but they also might be exactly as they appear.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I kind of understand what this movie was about. Also, the main character in this, or the main actor in this movie, is Tim Robbins, which I have actually never seen a Tim Robbins film before. I found out.
Really?
Yeah,
never
seen any of his movies. I haven't seen those either. I saw one of them once in theaters for some weird ass reason.
Wasn't
don't
he?
even know why.
Isn't he the guy in Shawshank Redemption, or is
Yeah,
that a
he
different
is.
guy?
No, that's him. I've never seen that movie.
Oh, okay.
You've never seen Tom Cruise's War of the Worlds?
I have
He's in
seen
that
that.
too.
Okay, I did see that a long
He
time
was the
ago.
weird dude in the basement.
Okay, so I've seen a couple. I've seen Anchorman, but I never seen like his famous movies. I've seen Green Lantern. Does that count?
No.
Okay,
Man, you
Yeah.
gotta watch Howard the Duck at least.
I've seen that unfortunately once. We actually, and I've seen Twister. I've seen. No, I never saw Bird. So I've seen Top Gun. I've seen a couple of his movies, but not like I've never seen Shawshank Redemption. Somehow, I've just never seen that movie, and I know like that's the one that like people always talk about. Like you should see. So
It's a good
I'd say
movie.
High Fidelity is the one you should see, but
I've seen High Fidelity.
Yeah.
Is he in that?
right,
Oh,
I
he's in that too.
yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that in years, but I've seen it once, and I did like it. I want to watch it again actually for this podcast, but we'll see.
Like, point being,
classic.
Tim Robbins been around for a while, a minute, one might
Yeah.
say.
But this is my first starring role. I feel like that I've seen him in. I mean, this movie is strange. I also really don't like stuff set in Vietnam because I just don't like. I don't like Vietnam.
No one liked
Vietnam
Vietnam.
ever
That
do
was
to
the
you?
point.
It's just such a fucked up war for like no reason.
You talk
Yeah.
about Hitler every other episode.
Yeah, but Hitler, there was a reason to shoot that man.
Yeah,
At
we
least
went
it
to
Tropic Thunder.
I don't want to either.
we
But-
we went to Vietnam and tested a bunch of drugs on like U.S. soldiers for no fucking reason.
I mean, there is that.
In spoilers, Joe.
They also knew that the thing with Vietnam. Also, they knew like ahead of time that they had no chance of winning. But Nixon's like, if we pull out now, it'll hurt my election. So we'll just keep fighting for another year or two until the election's over. Then we'll pull out.
Yeah,
Which is-
Vietnam was a mess.
Yes, but I don't know. It's just one of those times that like I don't like stuff set in it as much. It's just like World War II, I'm completely fine with. For this, I'm kind of like, I want to say it's too depressing, but both are terrible wars. But I have a problem. That's what I want to say here.
You don't like Rambo?
No, not really.
Oh,
I only seen it once, and it was a long time ago. So who knows what my opinion would be. I mean, I remember thinking it was fine, but I'm like, Vietnam is just
Forrest
not one of those
Gump.
things that I did like Forrest Gump, but I'm sure that's not a good movie anymore when I go back to rewatch it someday.
No, it's still great.
Okay.
Aren't all of those movies? I mean, technically, Tropic Thunder makes fun of it too. Aren't all those movies bad in some way because like you have regular people pretending they're mentally handicapped?
Yeah.
I mean, there's that too.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was just
watched-
something. So, I mean, this movie is it jumps around a lot, which also confuses purpose. But I also now pay attention to little things. I pay attention to the clothes people are wearing. I pay attention if the clothes change a little bit because I've watched too many horror movies where they are lying to you. So you have to pay attention to little things to understand what's happening.
So we're gonna go ahead and spoil the ever loving shit out of this movie. So if you're
It
still
came out
listening,
30 years ago. It's fine.
yeah, if you're still listening to us ramble and decided you want to watch this or the remake that I heard wasn't very good, stop now, go watch it, and then come back.
I'll go one step further. Don't watch the remake.
Is the remake bad? I've heard the remake's bad.
It's bad.
Okay.
It was a
Yeah, when Ken
great
tells me not to watch a
tradition
horror
of-
movie, I just listen and don't watch the horror movie.
when did it come out?
Like 2 years ago.
Oh,
2019, so like
Yeah.
7 years or 6 years ago.
It
everything
has quite a
feels like
really
2 years
anyway.
ago.
Uh-huh.
Like it should have been good with the cast. It really should have been good, but it wasn't.
Okay, now that I understand this movie, God, they tell you exactly what's happening right away because he's in the woods sneaking around. He hears the shooting. He gets. I don't know if they show him get shot or stabbed. I'm watching it again, and then as soon as that happens, he blacks out and wakes up in the train on the train. Man, do they just go? Here's what's happening. Have fun and don't explain. Yeah, you see him get stabbed, and then he's on the train.
And and they
I did not
telegraph it
realize
by
that.
having him hold The Stranger by Albert Camus, which is a book about existentialism and finding your will to live in a world where there is no reason to. So, like, come on now. Come on.
There's also
mean-
a big sign that says hell.
Yeah, but that's an anti-drug ad. That was a real drug ad.
Oh.
Man, not surprised. Fucking the drug ads they worked so well, didn't they? All the anti-drug ads in the 70s and 80s, right, Reagan? Yep, they worked perfectly.
Yep. We won the war on drugs. And by
Uh-huh.
we, I mean the people who want drugs.
Yeah, we definitely won the war on drugs, I say, as I smoke out of my weed pipe.
It looked like Gandalf. Yes.
It looks like
Yes,
Gandalf's
I know.
weed pipe.
I've seen it on a video. Okay, so I'm rewatching this now. Like, God, do they hit it on the head? They show you right there that something is, Because he dies right there, essentially. Or he's in
Does
the
he?
process of dying. The safe process of dying.
You think so?
Now that I know the end of this movie, yes, I think so.
So you see, Mike, a lot of people think that this is supposed to be an analogy, which is all it is, for just Silent Hill 2. And like we said earlier, it's an analogy for all of them. This would technically be a reference to the bad ending for Silent Hill 1, where Harry goes on this whole journey and you find out he's dying at the end.
Mm,
Oh.
that makes
Mhm.
sense.
I mean, he is also in New York in the 1970s, so that's a version of hell, isn't it? I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, New York, and everything I hear about New York from the 70s was not good, so.
Everything's not good or
Yes, but
great
like,
or-
70s New York just seems to be a notorious place that people choose as a setting when you're trying to like have just a weird place, just like a weird set, like a ugly setting.
which is a bummer because I really would love to have been there during that time. It looked like my type of place.
I mean, yeah. And then Blair, you made a good point when you were watching this movie that stuck with me the entire time. Like when he wakes up in the subway, he has two different parts where he goes to a door and it's locked, and another area is locked. And you're right. You're like, oh, mark it off.
Mark it off
Yeah,
on the map.
that was my big observation. Was like he goes to a door and it's like an exit and it won't open. And he goes to the other side and it's like chain link fence grating at the top. And I was like, oh yeah, hit triangle and you just see the red line, so you know you can't go there and go another way.
I wonder if that actually, like, when they were making Sound Hill, like, oh,
Can I
feels
say
like it.
something about the subway? So he wants to go to Bergen Street. So that's actually the same stop that Heather needs to go to in Silent Hill 3 in the subway to get home.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I
Gee,
did
I
not.
wonder
that
what
up.
influenced those games.
There's also an ad for ecstasy. I know it's not the drug, but I mean that is a drug. So I just thought that was kind of funny too.
I saw
Yeah,
that
the war on
too.
drugs worked out great, huh?
So we don't cover a lot of movies that can be spoiled by the Bible, but this is definitely one of them.
How is it spoiled by the Bible?
There is a biblical story of Jacob's ladder. It's a dream he has when he's running away from his brother Esau after receiving the blessing. He sees a place in his dream where he lies down and has a dream, and he sees a ladder that is set on earth and reaches heaven, and then angels are traveling up and down the ladder. And then God says, this ladder this ladder is symbolizing my promise to earth, and the land where you lie will be home to you and your offspring. But basically, the ladder is supposed to be symbolic of God's covenant with the people of earth, in which his angels will be able to come and go between heaven to bless lives as they so choose.
Okay. I
So
never read
if you-
the Bible, unfortunately. Fortunately, I don't know which one I want to use here.
5 out of 10. Wouldn't recommend. It's long.
Yeah, I read the first Adam and Eve thing, and I was like, I'm done. This is boring. That was it.
Like if it's your story and you like it, cool. But if you ever do decide to check it out, it's Genesis chapter 8 or 28. I'm sorry.
I will never check it out, but somebody might be listening to this. Might be curious enough.
Yeah.
And there's one part, like in that part when he's in the subway and he sees a train go by, creatures in there. That was like, I see what you did there, Konami, because it reminded me of Silent Hill again. I was wondering how long he was going to be stuck in the subway, and then it wasn't that, not that long before he goes to his shitty apartment.
Shitty apartment or not, that probably today would cost like $3,000 to $4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's New York. Everything is
Yeah.
ridiculously expensive everywhere. I should know. I work across the country for my job, so yeah.
And then he goes home to a woman who is not quite his wife, but is very attractive, almost like another Silent Hill game.
Mm-hmm.
I like this girl. I like how her name is Jezebel, but he calls her but she goes by Jessie. I thought that was hilarious. That like, wow, you're hitting it on the nose here when you start realizing what's happening.
Yeah, there's a time for being, subtextual, and there's a time for being literal as hell.
Nah. Well, and to fit the whole Jezebel thing, like the first thing you see her do is sleep with him in the shower, pretty much. So
If you're in a relationship with someone, you could take a shower with them.
I know, but I just thought it was
Jezebel.
the fact that they put it here in the movie is one of the first things you see with her. Now that I understand the movie better and what it's going for, you can tell why they did it.
And see, I just took that as, continuing, or rather beginning these psychosexual themes that would be playing throughout this entire movie.
That is fair too.
because that is one thing this movie and the games have in common is sex is awesome, but sex will also kill you.
I mean,
Like they are not shy about that.
that is a true statement too, I feel.
I don't know. I've never died.
I've never died either, but I've had people threaten to kill me because of me having sex with someone. Does that count?
No.
My husband's dead. Has been dead twice already, and we think it's affected his personality.
You're not joking, are you?
Nope. My husband died when he was a baby. His dad had him in bed and rolled over on top of him and killed him and do CPR to bring him back.
Oh.
And then what is it? When we first started dating, he went to go to a job interview. He walked all the way there and walked back, but he didn't have any asthma medication on the way there or back. So he went to go take a shower, passed out in the shower, and woke up in bed. And he doesn't know how that happened.
Oh my god.
Oh. Are you sure you're not in Silent Hill?
I don't know. He has dreams and he talks in his sleep about the whales coming and the world ending. So I'm pretty sure that's real somehow.
It's just Star Trek 4.
Yeah. You have Star Trek 4 repeat playing in the background while you're sleeping. That's funny.
But after
I really should have watched this movie twice now that I'm rewatching it as we're talking, like I always do. Like I'm finding it much more interesting.
You have to watch it again.
No, Ken told me I should. I didn't have time this week.
As usual, no one listens to Ken. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. I really like Jessie in this. I like her character. I like her being the hot girlfriend that cares about him and gets mad at him too.
Who may or may not
be real.
Okay.
Oh no, I was just going to say that's how people work.
No, I know, but
Like-
you don't always see it in movies, and I just liked it.
Yeah. The one, besides the psychosexual elements and the is he not, is he in hell, PTSD is running rampant in this movie. In this movie, it's army-based. It's also child-based, as he had a child who passed away before he went to Vietnam, played uncredited by Macaulay Culkin.
Oh.
Weird.
The uncredited part is just always gets me because they took his name off of this movie because his father manager said, no, we don't want this associated with his brand. So they took his name off this movie. 3 years later, Macaulay Culkin would release The Good Son.
Yeah, what the hell? That movie's more fucked up.
Is that the
way
B
more
movie?
fucked up. No, that's My Girl.
Okay.
No, The Good
B
Son is
movie.
absolutely messed up.
Is that the one with Elijah Wood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen it, but my wife talks about it. So I know of it.
I think we should cover it.
So
That's
I'll
all.
go. It'll go on my an ass in it too. I just noticed that. And I wanted to say it.
Yeah.
Woo!
There's a lot. I was kind of like, oh, okay.
You know, that's one thing you don't get much anymore. You don't get tasteful nudity anymore.
No, I don't mind nudity. Just people like you're in an apartment, you're gonna be naked around each other. That's how that works. Like if you ever, anyone live with a couple, like that's just what happened. You're just walking around naked at times. I do it all the time here. So like, it's just part of life. And it's nice here because it's not meant to be in a sexual way. It's just her getting dressed or him taking a shower, like just nudity. And you're right. It's nice to have that in a movie sometimes, just and not having it be for sexual or for gratification. It's just there because they're people and it's there.
She also has a scar on her chest in a weirdly specific spot that I have a theory about that I'll touch on later.
I did not catch that.
I saw it.
Oh no, I noticed for some weird reason. So I don't know. I was a little turned off when she takes his pictures and throws them in the burner in the incinerator. I'm also wondering why does an apartment building have an incinerator that you can just throw things into? But hey,
The 70s.
but what if somebody put explosive things in there? Or is that just me in a different world thinking?
It's going to suck
what
for
in
the
my head.
incinerator.
I mean, you get a good way to get rid of drugs. I was thinking that too. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of an asshole move that she puts the pictures that he got in there and incinerates them.
I will
Well, you
agree that was shitty.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
it's his ex-wife. I get it, but also now that I understand the movie, it's kind of like you got to let go of things to move on. So,
Yeah, And whenever she burns the photos, that's whenever it starts, where he starts having memory problems. Like he can't remember where his doctor's office is.
but he can't
No.
remember that his doctor's dead.
Like he remembers just fine where it is, but
There's no
they don't
doctor.
remember him. Yeah.
Huh.
Which is weird. Like, I love it.
This is very much felt like a Ken movie.
I also they don't really specify in the beginning very well, but the reason why his girlfriend doesn't understand his two kids is because they're twins.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know that.
I just took hadn't been dating that long, or he didn't have custody, or something like that. Is how I took it. But that's also a guy who fought for custody and has a certain opinion. So that's all I took. But I think I can see your opinion. That makes sense too. Now they work at the same place. That's never a good idea. Don't date your coworkers.
Well, they kind of work in the same place. It's like she
They
works
work
in
for
the
the same
bag.
company.
Yeah.
I still do not advise that. Bad things can happen. I speak from experience. So that was something I was thinking about here.
So then, while he's having a bad mood at the post office, even though he gets to make out with his girlfriend at work, we see him go to his chiropractor.
Okay, first off, I love seeing Danny Aiello in things. I love it when Danny Aiello shows up.
Oh, there's more to this chiropractor than meets the eye, correct?
It's
Oh, yeah.
CPR. It's CPR. They're doing CPR on him.
Really? That's
Yeah.
fascinating read.
Yeah, that's the way I take it.
I like it.
I like
I mean,
that
you are a
too.
veteran, so I mean, that's a good. Okay, because like we do get little clips of Vietnam, and I did not realize at first that the little clips we get are, if you played them all together, it'd be one scene of where he gets stabbed, he's crawling, so all this would fit that he's getting CPR and that I like this idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're
Nice.
onto something.
I fuck with that, as they say.
It's okay, Mike. You're gonna love the whole idea of the whole dead kid thing, because man, they sure bring it up every other sentence and fucking Downcoming.
We're playing that soon.
Yeah, that's
Yay.
this year.
Yep, and then we can finally move on to other Silent Hill stuff, like the remake of 2.
All right,
So.
guys, you ready to play Silent Hill Downcoming? Me already excited for the Silent Hill F coming out. I think probably around September.
Yeah, we get that too. Exists, but I like that idea that it's CPR, but also like because it's just weird. Like he's a chiropractor, but he shows up a lot. I don't know. And you are right after the chiropractor scene or during the chiropractor scene, it shows a scene of him being found after he was stabbed. So I think that's a fair assumption.
Well, yeah, he also says it there too, which is fair, believe it as well. I think the doctor is also supposed to be in some form his guardian angel because of what happens later. Yeah.
When he rescues him from the hospital, and I was like, why is a chiropractor at your hospital at this like weird ass hospital grabbing you? Like, this doesn't make sense.
No one stops him.
Yeah. They yell at him though.
I think that the scene where he was coming in and grabbing him from the hospital was him trying to lead him to the right place, not to surrender himself, to lay there and be miserable, but to bring acceptance into his life. Like, or the first time we meet him, or maybe it's not the first time, maybe it's the second time, he starts talking about how angels, kind of take pieces of your life, and if you're not ready for the end, you see them as demons. Like, he tells you the plot right damn there.
Yeah, this, like, as I'm rewatching this, I can see all the things this movie is trying to tell you. Like, when you understand where the movie goes, God, does it make more sense? And it's better.
You want to know even something funnier? It's 2 references as well. Ken, what did you just say?
The angels and demons?
Yeah, they look like monsters to you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But also, in another movie series, they're angels to some people and demons to other, like Cenobites.
I like how Ken's not saying anything. Okay. I was like, I thought he would just... And when that car tries to hit him, the guy that yells about the car, isn't that the guy that we see later? The doctor from the squad? I think it's the same actor. I don't know.
Well,
but the thing with the car, like you see the fucking shake, which Silent Hill does, like the Silent Hill movie does, I know for sure with the nurses, and maybe they do in the game too, I can't remember.
You know how they did that?
They
sped it up?
Yeah, they shot it at 4 frames per second, and they just had the person, the actors shake their head back and forth while keeping their torso still. So by speeding it up to the regular 24 frames per second of a movie, it's one of those things that bothers me always, and you see it a lot in House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
From the early 2000s or late 90s.
I like that movie.
Oh, I love that movie. So good. But like it's such cheap physical effect, like in-camera effect to do, but they use it so well here.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this movie goes places when they for a long time. It feels like things are strange, but it's normal enough that you don't question it too much. I mean, you have like the subway, you have the car here, but it hasn't gotten to the bizarre yet. I mean, I know when he goes to the hospital and they don't know who he is, like we have no record on file, and that's a little strange too. But like the craziness comes later, And that's why I think this movie does a good job of really, it waits a while. Oh, and there's one comment, I guess, where Jezebel makes when they're in bed. She's like, New York is full of creatures.
Yeah.
They're full of nightmare creatures, I think she says, which again is kind of a reference to what's happening because he's not in New York.
It is icky, especially back then. Like,
I don't think it's a reference to New York because he's not in New York. He's in purgatory, hell.
I honestly think it was more a reference to New York because,
okay.
well, that's that's the thing about this movie. You can interpret it a lot of different ways, and that's what makes it fun.
No, she's New York full of creatures, not nightmare, but I just really like her.
Yeah, Elizabeth Pena is great. I loved her in Rush Hour also.
I should rewatch that movie. I also like women being sexy by choice. So in movies, I've always appreciated that when they're in charge of their own sexuality. It's just something that I appreciate in movies a lot.
Hell yeah.
And I always bring it up on this podcast every time I see it.
Well, that's entirely fair. Like, people should own their own sexuality and, fuck what the prudes say. But that's me.
Just add that to it. And especially you watch, and seeing, because she's, very in charge of what she wants and who she is. Like in that, when she's laying in bed, she has her foot and she's messing with his boxer shorts. Like little things, but I just like, okay, I like this.
These characters feel lived in.
They do.
Which is not another thing you don't see nearly enough in the movie or in any movies. Like, you feel like the actors cared enough to.
And then when they be the part, try. I think they all do. There's some good acting in this movie. I didn't understand the palm reading scene, like what was supposed to be happening with that, or just.
Oh, she tells him he's dead.
Yeah,
he's dead.
Never mind. God, I should have watched this movie twice. Yeah, you're already dead. And I'm like, that don't make any sense. Yeah, now it does. Because he is dead. Or in the process of dying. I mean, the idea also is supposed to be that when you die, like you see your life flash, past you. So, I mean, we don't know, and we know this. The subconscious brain can make it feel like a lifetime when you're unconscious for a second. We do know that it can feel like it can feel like so much things are happening. Like when you dream, sometimes the dreams can feel like it's been days and it's been hours, minutes, seconds.
The interesting thing about this is that people always say, "Oh, you see your life flash by," but he's seeing a life that he never had.
He's seen a future.
Yeah. Like, he has created this life where, he has left his wife and children and has shacked up with somebody that he may or may not know, and where he is feeling like he is seeing things coming to get him and that he was experimented on. And I think that's like his body trying to make sense of what it knows happened to him, but it can't prove it.
That's a good way to put it. I mean, because the brain, I feel like the brain does do things to rationalize if we see something that doesn't make sense. The brain will do its best to make it make.
Well, no, I think most of the life is true. I think he does go through a divorce before he goes off to Vietnam, and they kind of show what it is, the reasoning behind it, obviously, towards later in the movie. But I do think that him and his wife are divorced. I think this is supposed to be the implication that when he comes back, this is what happens if he came back.
I think it happened to a lot of people. They came back from Vietnam. They just weren't. You're not the same. That's all I took it to.
Vietnam was crazy.
Vietnam's really bad. Really good documentary on Netflix called Turning Point: The Vietnam War. You should watch it.
So this is
feel sad.
This is the 70s, right?
Yes.
Was that a swinger party they were at?
Probably. So yeah, this was 1975, and man, if it sure didn't seem like it, because they go to a party and everybody's just having a good time.
God, I like seeing her get fucked by a demon.
I didn't. I thought that's my least favorite part of this movie.
Joe, I have problems. Okay, Joe, let's just leave it there for the moment. But I have. So I like it. I like her getting fucked by a fucking monster. I'm like, all right, this is interesting. Where is this going?
And it goes nowheres.
Does it?
I mean, yeah, because it didn't happen, and then they go back, and he's like,
did it not happen?
Probably. I don't know. That goes to the theories that I have.
It's very possible that the demon is fucking his illusion.
Now, so
my cat agrees. If you can hear her.
Later in the movie, we do find out Jezebel's backstory through like him talking to his wife, and Jezebel is the local loose woman that they all know. And so I have a firm belief that she's also dead, that she got stabbed by sleeping with someone that she wasn't supposed to, and that's what the scar on her chest is.
Oh.
Okay, I'll buy it. I mean, to be fair, there were a lot of women killed in New York in the 70s, especially if they were prostitutes. That is not me exaggerating.
So they're both in hell together.
Mhm.
I mean, that's accurate, isn't it? We're on a little bit of our own hell.
I don't know.
Blair,
I feel like everybody has their own hell.
Blair,
Yep.
what do you think?
I don't really know.
That's fair.
Because yeah, we briefly had a discussion kind of about, I guess, the state of the world and everything now, where I don't get a lot of pleasure anymore in watching movies like this. Like, I know it's fascinating to hear the discussion, but like I was watching this almost in a comatose state because I just can't connect with it because I don't know, and I didn't really I kind of picked up on many of the Silent Hill illusions that are surface level, but nothing on like the deeper level that kind of everyone else has picked up on.
Like, anytime with a horror movie, it also depends on your mental mindset, like what's going on.
Mhm.
And the world is fucking awful right now. So I get it. And it got more awful depending on how things go. And earlier this recording, the Senate passed something. But so we shall see. But like, it's just no, I get that completely. I mean, some horror movies click with me, some are harder. This was one that, because it's so out there, I'm able to handle it better because I'm not worried about being stabbed in Vietnam and waking up in a hell. I mean, I don't know. I want to bring up, like, if you had a fever of 106, wouldn't you be dead? Or
No.
really close? Okay.
You'd be close, but you wouldn't be dead. I know. I've survived 106-degree temperature.
Oh, okay. I did not expect that.
Yeah. No, I back in 2021, actually, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks with sepsis.
Oh.
And when the ambulance finally came to get me, I had 106-degree temperature, and my organs were about a half an hour from shutdown.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Holy shit.
So you can survive it.
That is not where I expected this conversation to go, but all right.
I didn't expect it either, but as soon as I saw he had 106 temp, I was like, ooh, twinsies.
Yeah, because Tiff knew about it because Tiff is a CNA and works, and so she's like, yeah, like when they're freezing him, I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, they got to bring his temperature down, like otherwise he's gonna die. No, I thought it was an interesting part, and also now when I think more about it, and I like how it's like right after that he has like a dream where he's with his wife. He's like, I had a dream where I was sleeping with the girl from work, her, and like, yeah, depending on your wife, you might not want to, because she might be like, oh, you are, huh? If you have a jealous woman or a jealous spouse, I should say. Because I know people that have jealous spouses that would be upset about a dream. I've been with people like that, so don't do that. don't date someone like that.
Yeah.
So
it's not sexy.
The interesting thing about that freezing bath that they have to put him in is earlier in the book, it absolutely shows him going through Dante's Inferno.
Oh.
And the 9th circle of hell reserved for treachery is a lake of ice. And if you go through this movie, you can find examples of the different circles of hell in Dante's Inferno. Like you have your limbo, you have your lust, you have your gluttony as evidenced by the party, you have your greed, you have your anger, you have your heresy, you have your violence. You may or may not have your fraud. I think you do, but I'd have to watch it again. But you definitely have your treachery.
Where's Gwyneth's head in a box? We don't have that, though.
You're thinking of deadly sins, not
okay.
circles of hell.
Close enough. I mean, I did, like, when he's having the dream with Sarah, I was wondering, for a second, like, maybe that he, everything else is fake. And then when you see Gabe, I'm like, oh, yeah, no, this at all. So that's for my brain.
Oh, maybe that's your fraud.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
is the fraud? Remember when the lawyer's like, you were never in the army?
Oh,
yeah.
That also could be it. Like, there's a lot of different possibilities here, and like all my ideas that I get that come to me while we're recording things, and I'm thinking through them as everybody else is talking, I'd have to go back and double check. But no, it's entirely possible that all 9 circles of hell are represented in this movie.
This is a movie that the more we talk about it right now, you guys are making me appreciate it so much more because I'm rewatching it as we're talking. Like, I could actually almost do this as I'm starting to skip ahead because I don't want this to be a 2.5 hour podcast. But it's like, this is a movie that I really should have watched twice.
You could almost do this as a what, Mike? A commentary?
You could, yes. I know you want to, and it's a good idea. I haven't done those yet. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if people would listen to them. Plus, I can't edit them as much because I have to make sure everything's the same length. So, yeah. We shall see someday. All right. Kind of some other things I want to talk about. because like you see him in Vietnam being rescued. I mean, now that I think about it, all the scenes in Vietnam are consecutive to what's happening that he's in the stuff that he sees. Because it's after he gets rescued is when he starts meeting his friend from Vietnam, who's also like, "Oh man, they did something to us. They did something to it." I mean, it fits. I was like, "Yeah, that's believable. It's Nam. They did a lot of crazy shit to the GIs there." So that's all I took it to.
Entirely fair.
The him snapping back into reality too, and also fighting off all the ice. That's also because they do say it in between like his dream sequences. That's very much them shoving his organs back into his body.
Oh, yeah, they do that, don't they?
Well, they had to. He got stabbed.
Yeah, and he got stabbed by a bayonet. That's not a nice stabby. That leaves a big hole in you.
As we see on the scar on his tummy.
Oh yeah. Well, bayonets are very vicious. Like in the French, in the Napoleon, stab you instead of shooting you sometimes because it was more efficient. So very deadly.
And that's why they're no longer in the Geneva Convention.
Yeah. So the stuff with the friends. I mean, I did not realize that they were banned in the Geneva Convention. So I should know that. But so yeah, the helicopter stuff is probably accurate too because when he's seeing some of his friends in the military, he's in the helicopter and he's dying, and the helicopter's being shot at, and then. I did appreciate that one of the characters in this, only actors in this movie, is the guy Vince. Is it Vince Rons, the guy from Mission Impossible 1?
Ving Rhames?
Yeah, Vince Rhames. That's what it was.
Yeah, no, he's there. You got Pruitt Taylor Vince. Like, I wanted to talk about Pruitt Taylor Vince. I absolutely love him in damn near everything he's ever done. Probably listeners of the podcast will recognize him most as Father Hennessy from Constantine or the killer from Identity. He's done a lot of just amazing work, and he does well here too. Not smoking, obviously, because you know me.
Is Identity a horror movie?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know Tiff really wants to do that movie.
It's
comes
a
up.
really good movie.
Okay, and
I enjoy the hell out of it.
And it's one of the ones I feel like I should see so I can work it in when we get to October here soon. Oh, American slasher film. Oh yeah, that works enough. Or that Identify. Maybe that's not the same movie. I don't think John Cusack's not in the movie that we're trying to talk about, right?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay. Then it's the right movie. All right, horror mystery. That works for me.
Yep. But he's just so good with like trying to talk to Jacob and like, hey, my life's falling apart. This is happening to me. And I think he's a manifestation of his brain. So like, okay, I'm not the only one that this is happening to in my life. So he doesn't lose his tenuous grip on how his life is playing out. And he's solid. And then he blows up in a car, just like the doctor did, which is a little weird. I think we can agree on that, right?
Why they went with that. Because, I mean, it's 70s. So my brain went, yeah, the Mafia did blow up a lot of people, but there's no reason to blow up these guys in car bombs.
You know what else blew up a lot? Vietnam.
I mean, I know they weren't going for the Mafia. that's where my brain went because I watched a lot of Mafia documentaries about New York because I have problems. So that's where, but I was like, that's okay. That makes more sense now too.
Like,
this is deliberate.
Oh yeah, I would say so. There's a lot that you can say about this movie, but mostly how everything can tie, if you look hard enough, can tie back to his experiences in Vietnam and his brain kind of making connections to what's happening in his head to what he's experienced.
And like they never explain why all the other people in the squad backed out their stories from the lawyer. Like they don't explain that. Like they start to kind of make that conspiracy, but since the conspiracy isn't real because none of this is real, they don't capitalize on it.
Yeah, that's a very fraudulent thing to do.
Yeah, so they did work fraud in here.
I think the idea is which is I don't want to bring up any of the movie quite yet because I think the very end of the movie has a very decent thing as well. I think a lot of that has to do too with that this did happen to people that were in Vietnam where they would go and be like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna go sue the government because they experimented us when we were in the military, and then they would go and then they're like, oh, we have no record of you being in the military. It's like bullshit. I have all my stuff back at home. Well, we couldn't find anything, so you're shit out of luck.
That I'm pretty sure is real. The experiment part has been proven real. Like they did experiment on soldiers. I know for a fact that certain people have get extra benefits who were in Vietnam because of the shit they did to their soldiers. So I can tell you that for sure. That is a thing. So yeah, all this is maybe it was starting to become more knowledgeable in the 1990s, but definitely by 2025, that's all like 100% fact. It's an interesting plot point of this movie too, because it makes sense. And the CIA had much more freedom still in the 70s than what they do now that we know of.
I was going to say, you think they don't have freedom now?
I think they still have freedom, but it's much more like hush hush what it was in the 70s. They were legally had more because there weren't laws yet that they put to hinder the CIA. That probably like, oh yeah, that's nice stuff.
Yeah, there's just a whole mess of stuff going on with this movie, and it's really fascinating. Like if you just stop, take a look at it, and hey, man, this is really really deep, but at the same time incredibly surface level.
One of
I like
the
that.
parts that made me chuckle in this movie is when he gets like you have these random guys who try to capture him, like supposed to be from the army because he's talking when he shouldn't be talking, and they get him in the car, and then when he jumps out of the car and he breaks his back, I guess, from hitting the curb or injures his back. And Santa Claus, I like how he's like, "Hey, are you all right, man?" He just steals his wallet, and then later on he's like, "Santa Claus stole my wallet." We're like, "Yeah, okay, buddy."
What an asshole, too, by the way.
You know something I didn't think about? Why is there no snow in New York?
Because sometimes there's no snow in New York.
But it's not. It doesn't even look cold.
In Wisconsin.
People aren't wearing there aren't a lot of jackets on. People should be colder. It's December in New York.
It's almost like that Santa Claus might not be real.
Yeah, I know. But the things don't even look cold. Like they don't. It doesn't look like it should be a cold December. It looks warm.
I have to feel like there's a reason for that,
Yeah, if he's in hell.
Well, that and it's not supposed to make sense. It doesn't make sense.
And also, anyone who's being carted in a hospital be like, get my chiropractor because my back hurts. Like, I don't think that's how chiropractors completely work.
I don't know, man. Apparently, chiropractors really like what this movie has to say about chiropractors. So they're like, hey, somebody gets it. This is what we do. That's cool. So more power to them.
And then my wife just texted me and said, he's dead. Of course he's not cold.
It's funny.
I mean...
I told her she's no, because I asked her, like, you want to be on this? You're welcome. She's like, no, I didn't like the movie. Talk now.
But while he's being carted down the medical hallway, he sees stuff like he sees a bike wheel spinning, like in Silent Hill, and like he's being wheeled down, like because they stole that for fucking Homecoming for some stupid fucking reason.
You don't mind that they borrowed stuff from this movie because this movie inspired them. I don't mind that at all. Like that they're Easter eggs to Jacob's Ladder. If you know, you know.
Yeah, but you steal some scenes from Silent Hill. You steal some scenes from Jacob's Ladder, and your big twist at the end isn't that he was part of the war. That was not the part of the movie they were trying to show. God damn it!
I do love when he's being carted in the wheelchair, and everything starts getting like he goes from like a hospital to like a old part of a hospital that's broken down, and then it just like you were saying the bicycle, and it just starts getting worse and worse. And I'm like, this is straight up Silent Hill. Mm-hmm. Where everything just starts changing in the nightmare realm, and I was like, okay, like there's body parts just on the ground, they're just hitting with the wheels, and it is such a good scene. I really like this. Is this supposed to be another level of hell, you think, Ken?
I mean, it could be.
I don't know my circles of hell, unfortunately, and nor do I want to look it up and compare it right now, but...
No, that's entirely fair, but there's any number of things that this could be. Like, it could just be, just... icky.
Yeah, what about the scene when people are climbing on top of the fence above him? I'm like, fucking Silent Hill! Silent Hill! That's what I yelled at the TV. Except in Silent Hill, they're underneath the fence climbing, but in Silent Hill 1 and 2.
I think this is supposed to be him, because obviously the end of the movie, you see where he is in a, like in the camp or whatever. So I think this is very much them wheeling him through, and it's reality bleeding through. And that's why there's body parts and shit on the floor, because he's in the medical wing of, like, in the middle of like the rainforest. Yeah.
In a war zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, you're not supposed to blow into your gloves either. When the doctor blows into his gloves right before they operate on him, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, it's unsanitary.
Yeah, my wife had to point that out. So I was told I'm loud, by the way, when we record. So those that are curious, that's what my wife just told me in the text.
She had
that's why.
You will never hear this, unfortunately, but yes, she did.
That's why I close the door when I record. It also keeps my dog out.
I have a door because I took off the door to the basement when I first moved here because it was in our way. And I didn't record then or work down here, and now I regret it immensely at times. So I'm like, that would keep my cat out. But then I'm sure I would hear scratch, 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 meow, 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 scratch, scratch, scratch for hours.
If only they had some kind of a store where you could go to get doors.
Well, I have the door still. It's in my garage. I still have the literal door I took off. I might not have the parts anymore. Who knows where the fuck those are, but I have the door.
If only they had some kind of store where you could go to buy door hardware. Huh. Some kind of a hardware store.
I mean, I don't care if she hears me complain and yell. That's fine. She
I was
can
gonna
listen to
say,
it.
if you really wanted to, you could always do that thing. They have cat doors where you just fucking drill it through the bottom of the door and
I
like make
also
a little
want to
cat
keep the
hole.
cat out, but the problem is that my cats rule this house. So if they put a door where a door wasn't there and they're locked out, there won't be an end to the anguish that I will suffer at their behest. I know my cats. Oh, it will. Hell, I have one. There's one room in this house I don't let them in, and every time I open that door, they gotta rush in there. It's like, you guys, it's one room. You can't go in this house. You have an entire house to run around in one fucking room. I mean, to be fair, I think the mice are in that room that I catch from time to time, and they're hunting. But it's like one room, guys. One room. Cats are cats. Oh, when he wakes up in the hospital bed, a couple things I do want to talk about here is, like, when he's being wheeled and they're having the surgery on him. One of the nurses is his girlfriend Jessie, and then also one nurse has no eyes for some reason. So kind of furthers along Joe's point.
He also gets stabbed with the hypodermic needle right in the location of the metaphorical third eye.
Oh, did not catch that. I also don't like needles, so I didn't look at the screen at that scene. I'm not a fan of needles.
You know what made me upset? So
What?
his family comes to go see him, which proves that I guess he's supposed to have a good divorce relationship with his wife. I guess is what it's supposed to be, which is fair because
Some people do.
yeah, I assume the reason they're divorced is because their kid died. That's also a thing that I also got from this too. But what is it? I hate how his kids come in and one of them is wearing just the hood on his hoodie, and I'm like, goddamn, kids do that, but goddamn if that isn't annoying.
I feel like young Joe probably did it too.
Yeah, I probably did. That's why it's fucking pissing me off.
Okay. You're like, damn, young Joe.
Damn you, child me! Didn't you know how stupid you look? You wore glasses and goggles. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Well, it's also like when he's they have him in the nursing thing, the chiropractor, like some of the comments he makes, he's like, "This is barbaric." I'm like, "How is this barbaric? Do they have him, with a cast on and stuff?" And then he makes comment, "Why don't you burn him at the stake?" And again, that makes zero sense. But now that I'm like understanding where this movie is going, that makes more sense. That it's his guardian angel and they're trying to save him, but they can't save him.
Saving is really on the menu. I feel like coming to grips with things is what the end goal is here. Acceptance.
Yes, I like that idea.
Yeah. And that's a big part of a lot of things. It's a big part of existentialism, which is in the book that he's reading on the subway. So, it's very interesting.
I do think that's a real thing, too, that with whatever death is out there, that we have to accept it. That in order for you to move on from whatever happened, you have to accept what happened. I think that's gotta be maybe a real thing. Like when we'll find out someday, all of us, one way or the other. So that's something I always think about, too, like when we see stuff like this. Because I like to believe that you have to accept, like, if you don't accept it, I mean, maybe that's where kind of, I do think ghosts are real, and I do think ghosts are just the environment projecting what was once there. But that's neither here nor there. There's no ghosts in this.
Are you sure?
There could be, but not in the sense that I'm referring them to.
Again,
He also does.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure about anything when it comes to this movie.
That's entirely fair.
I mean, my opinion of this movie has grown hugely from our conversation, though. I can say that, and the rewatch. So, and you're right. The chiropractor at the end, when he's near the end of this movie, about an hour minutes in, he's doing the chiropractic after the hospital. He's talking about freeing your soul and hell and Eckhart and all that type of stuff too. Yeah, you're right. Little on the nose there, isn't it? If we're right.
You know what? That's fine.
No, I mean, if you don't know where the movie's going, if you don't have any, like, when I watched this a couple days ago and I just sat down and watched it, like, it didn't make a lot of sense because it's a movie where you kind of you need to discuss it with people to make it better, to make you understand it better. That's how I want to put it that way. Or watch it twice or three times to kind of understand it. I mean, it's not a movie where it complies to you, where you have to pay attention to little touches like do the other characters look at both the sisters or just one? It's not something like that. You don't have to pay that much attention, but you do have to look a little outside the box of what's happening. And then the fact that the chiropractor was able to fix his back after it was supposedly broken and his leg was in a cast for some reason. So yeah,
slip disc, it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, chiropractors can help. Tiff went to a chiropractor a whole bunch at one time, and it helped her.
Yeah, but please make sure you go to a licensed chiropractor because this guy got lock-in syndrome from going to a shitty chiropractor.
Oh,
Oh,
that's awful.
Yeah.
Go to any license type professional if you're going to some sort. Except, hey, who knows? Maybe the rate we're going, you can just buy life with this country. Okay, let's see what else. And this is when the movie starts going into the whole like plot of him going crazy and that the military experimented on him, and then he meets with that doctor who I thought was going to get murdered while he's talking to him, but didn't. That's where I thought the movie was going.
No, entirely fair. You'd be forgiven.
What I was really confused about is like near the end of this film, after he talks with the doctor, he catches a cab and then he goes to a hotel or a really expensive home. Is that him finally coming to terms with what happened?
Well, that's him going back to his wife's house.
Oh, okay.
Explicitly.
Okay. And then when I saw Gabe, I was like, oh. I'm like, he's dead. But they never do explain if that was actually how they died, if it really was a fighting, which it could have been. I mean, they do kind of explain it.
Yeah, they show earlier where I think it shows him getting stabbed again, and when he looks up at his stomach, it's his friend who had stabbed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
They're all on drugs.
they actually did kill each other. I think also in the beginning when his friends are freaking out because there's a guy running around saying that like he got shot, but you don't see it. They're all dying. Like they're all killing each other.
Okay. And it does fit. I mean, I completely could see this in Vietnam, them doing something like this crap. Completely could see it. No question. And that's when the movie finally clicked for me.
Yeah, this is when, Gabe's like, hey, it's all right. Just come with me. Oh, the dead child is telling you to come with him. What could this mean?
What could this mean?
But like, it was a sweet ending.
It is. Sweet ending to a kind of fucked up movie. Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I think it's all about just letting go.
I'm a little bit more curious.
He changes his outfit. He's wearing that postal jacket most of the movie, but near the end part of the movie, he's wearing, which is what he would be dressed in for his funeral.
How does the remake fuck it up, Ken? I actually don't plan on watching it, so.
The remake fucks it up by being way too overly literal and changing too much.
Oh.
Yeah. So we didn't talk at all about the director.
No, we did not.
No. And Adrian Lyne is one of the best, in my humble opinion. I directed a little movie in 1983 called Flashdance. I did a movie in 86 called 9.5 Weeks, and also did Fatal Attraction, Indecent Proposal, Lolita, Unfaithful. Like, he deals in a lot of sexual nature movies. And I think he's really good at shooting them. But this is the only horror-adjacent movie he's done, which is fascinating. Unless you count Flashdance for the fashions and the hair.
Never seen Flashdance, and I kind of want to, but I want to record about it. We'll see.
So the hallucinogen BZ that they mention at the end of the movie, talking about experimentation on soldiers, BZ is absolutely real.
Oh.
It cool. Is... no, it's not.
I mean, it's cool that it's real. If they took something, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was a lot of testing, and while nobody has actually come out and confirmed that they tested it on soldiers, everybody's got a feeling.
I mean, Vietnam, like, they knew they were going to lose for years. They knew it was horrible, and they just didn't leave. Like, that's real. That is all real. Like, there's documentation that they have now that the presidents were aware that this was not going to end well, and they just didn't want to pull out to save face. So it's 100% possible makes sense that they were doing experiments because it didn't matter, and they didn't like the people that were there anyway.
Now, it is interesting that one of the side effects of BZ is decreased intestinal motility, because as you recall at the beginning, the professor just could not stop shitting.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's whoever wrote this, obviously did their research. So, like, Bruce Joel Rubin, good job. You know what's up.
And I don't think the stuff would have been as easy to find or obvious in 1990 or 1989, 88 when this was written. I mean, like, today you could find it much easier, but
this movie started in 1980. It took a long time to get made.
Oh, damn.
So, like, this originally was going to be made by Paramount. He also wrote Ghost, the Patrick Swayze Demi Moore movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Great movie. But they canceled this because they didn't like the ending and the scenes taking place in Vietnam. So good old buddy independent film studio Corolco Pictures stepped in, gave Adrian Lyne greater creative control. They gave him final cut and a budget of $25 million. Back then, they would just throw $25 million at something like this. Man, give me more stuff like this.
But I feel like, yeah, I kind of, it bummed me out how much, people spend on movies and video games now, and then they expect such high returns. It's like, you can't do that. You're not going to get what you expect.
Give me the smaller movies. Give me people trying new things so that we can see new stories that haven't been told yet. Stop giving me billion-dollar movies that everybody and their mom has to see at least once to make their budget back. Take a chance.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they did, and this movie is definitely a chance.
Oh yeah,
and it did not make back its budget either, or barely made back its budget, but not really.
Yeah, barely. I would like to point out that filming did begin in New York City, 1989, on September 11th. So never forget.
Trade centers are also in this movie too. So in one scene, they flash by them in the background. It's like, oh yeah, all right. Anything else you guys want to say? Should we go to rankings?
Yeah.
So shelf stacker box, and Ken, why don't you lead us in?
I'm absolutely going to put this one on the shelf. I have loved this movie for a long time. I still think about this movie years after I saw it. God.
Of course you do.
Yeah, it's probably. Why wouldn't I?
I knew there was going to be a response.
Like, it's a wild movie that has you guessing. That's why I kept asking throughout the entire recording of this episode, are you sure? Because you can't be. You can't be sure. And that's great. I love movies that will make you think, that are going to be, talked about, thought about. Like, I can guarantee you, at some point, you're going to just start thinking about this movie again. So that, to me, is a shelf-worthy movie. So 100% shelf. It's going to go there. It's going to stay there. Let's go.
It belongs there. So I'll go next. Put this on the shelf too. I was confused with this movie, but I still enjoyed it because I do like my psychological horror. And then as I rewatched it and we talked about it for over an hour, I put this on the shelf easy. I really I want to watch this movie again with Tiff now to have and be able to mansplain things to her and see if she'll enjoy it. But I do want her to watch it again. And Joe.
I'm also putting this on the shelf. I like this movie a lot. It's a good movie. Can I watch it more than once? Probably not, because I kind of had just rewatching it during it kind of thing, because I already knew what happened. But I think it's a good movie, and I think it's a good movie to show other people too as well. So yeah, put it on the shelf.
Okay. Chelsea.
Let's put it on the shelf. I really like it. If you're a Silent Hill fan, you will absolutely enjoy this movie.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree with that statement. I mean, that's to what you said, Ken. You'll be thinking about this movie again. You're right. When I play Silent Hill down, looking for things that match. So I'll be looking for it now. Also, I know you said, Ken, that this movie is somewhere on that poster that I have too.
Yep.
So hey, we crossed off something before we even found it. So I'm okay with that too.
Preemptive poster pick, everybody. You gotta love that.
That wasn't on purpose, because I just picked this because we talked about it 6-7 months ago. I should really cover it. So that's how that happened. It happens from time to time, though. I do keep track of the things that we randomly say on this podcast. Some that I write down, some I just keep a ongoing memory of stuff that's mentioned. So oh yeah, I'm going to get to that. And then eventually when timing just happens to work out, I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this. So that's how I do the show. All right, I guess we can just go to and unfortunately Blair had to step away, so that's why you don't hear his ranking. So he wasn't able to finish the episode with us. But definitely go check out his website, and he does Twitch, comicbookvideogames.com. So definitely go check him out. Chelsea, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter, Tyrant Cheeks.
I'm glad you still do Twitch then.
Once in a while, yeah.
I think I saw you on the other day, weren't you, Chelsea?
Yeah, I was playing Silent Hill 1 maybe a week ago.
Good game.
Yeah.
I do like Silent Hill 1. All right, and if you enjoyed this episode, over 800 episodes of this podcast. We do movies, video games, comics, TV shows, all sorts of content. Lots of horror content, actually, for some reason, Ken. So if you want to, and you can go on our Podbean, you can search anything, type in a random movie, video game. Never cover a lot of random stuff, and known stuff too. So definitely go check out our giant catalog. If you want to support the show, we have a Patreon. Every month we have 1 to 2 Patreon polls. So great way to support the show, great way to affect the show, because some of those things that go on those polls do not come back because I don't want to do them. So definitely go check that out. If you want to be on the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, if you want to just lurk, that's fine too. We have a Discord. It's free. Join the Discord. You can chat with us. You can suggest things I will get to eventually, like I am this year. This year, I'm doing tons of Discord suggestions. You can also be on the shows where I ask for openings, and I'm always happy to have new voices on. So please feel free to take a look at that. And we'll give a shout out my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Free. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And check out A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. And also check out absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress. They talk about the MC movies and MCU adjacent movies because they're pretty much almost caught up with the MCU. So it's not going to be MCU for much longer. But check out their podcast. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, and rate and reviews Mortgage Podcast. That's everything I need to say, so we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.